Coming up on First at 4, we are learning more about the death of the man accused of killing several Eastern Kentucky police officers in Floyd County. And a 19-year-old is rallying one Eastern Kentucky community for a revival.
Plus, warm and breezy this afternoon as we watch potentially heavy rain work back into the region for tomorrow. Tracking the latest details coming up as Mountain News First at 4 starts right now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, some breaking news out of Pulaski County. Crews are at the scene of a large fire at Cornerstone Baptist Church. That's on Clifty Street, we understand, in Somerset. Now, I believe we have some video. We just received this video a short time ago. As you can see, it is a large fire. Flames are shooting out of the building. We are told some ambulances are at the scene from a witness, but we do not know if anyone was injured. We also do not know what started this fire, but also obviously a major fire burning at this church right now. Again, this is Cornerstone Baptist Church on Clifty Street in Somerset. We do have a reporter headed to the scene in Somerset and hope to have much more coming up at 6 o'clock. Obviously, always a disturbing scene when something like this happens at a church, even more disturbing with it just being weeks away from Easter. But again, we're continuing to follow it. We'll have the latest as we get it on WYMT.com. And again, we hope to have a live report from a reporter coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. We are learning new information today about the death of a man accused of killing Kentucky police officers. A Pike County grand jury looked into Lance Storrs' suicide. Jeremy Toms has more on their findings.
That grand jury heard testimony from Pikeville Police Detective Bruce Collins, who led the investigation into the death of Storrs. The jury decided they agreed with the findings of the medical examiner, saying that Storrs died by hanging himself. The jury says their decision was also made based on surveillance video that they reviewed from the Pike County Detention Center. They say it showed Storrs was housed in a pod of 4 individual jail cells and that he had a cellmate with him. At 2:13 a.m. on February 28th, the deputy jailer made his rounds and looked into each cell. The very next minute, they say Storrs left the cell alone and entered a communal restroom, which was not on the video. They say the video shows Storrs clearly appeared to have concealed items under his clothing, which they believe to be the bed sheets he used. In addition, his bedding was arranged to make it look like he was still there. Over the next several hours, cellmates entered 3 separate times. However, they stated that they did not see Storrs, who was obscured from view in a shower stall. He was eventually found dead in the stall at 6:36 a.m. So the jury concluded, between the testimony, the evidence, and particularly the surveillance video, that Storrs died of suicide by hanging and that he acted alone. Back to you.
Jeremy, thank you. The investigation into the death was assisted by KSP Detective Jason Merlo, in addition to Detective Collins.
Mild and breezy region-wide this afternoon. This is all ahead of our next chance for showers and even thunderstorms. It looks to work into the region as we head toward tomorrow. For tonight, we're dry and breezy and warm. Temperatures in the middle and upper 70s with some of those fair weather clouds this afternoon here from our studios in Hazard. Temperatures around the region are very mild, middle and upper 70s right now. Just about everywhere, wise in the middle 60s, the usual cooler spot. It's also breezy outside, wind gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour right now. Those will continue as we head through the evening hours. We're not done yet. They may slack off a little bit as we head into the nighttime hours, but not completely done yet. Either way, though, if you have plans outdoors this evening, it'll be breezy, but it will be comfortable. Middle and upper 60s, the middle 70s, as a matter of fact, through the evening. And then as we head into the 11 o'clock hour, that's when we start to calm things down back into the 60s. But those showers are not far away. We'll detail when those move in a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. The U.S. Department of Agriculture announced grant money will be available for flood survivors trying to rebuild. The homes must be located in presidentially declared disaster areas, which includes 26 counties in Kentucky. Kentucky State Director for USDA Rural Development Tom Carew says the applicants can use the money in multiple ways.
This will provide grant funds up to $40,600+ to help them build their homes back if they were impacted by the flood, or as I understand it, also to build a new home out of the floodplain.
Carew says they are hoping flood survivors are able to find quicker help with these grants than through other federal agencies. We'll have more about this tonight at 6. More than 1 month after the Asbury University revival began, the need for revival is still lingering in one Eastern Kentucky boy's heart. 19-year-old Chase Bailey from Perry County says he felt the urge to plan a youth revival after seeing his youth group at Avalon Pentecostal Church triple in size after a small 9-night revival recently broke out at that church. Bailey says he immediately started planning the 3-day revival and is looking forward to seeing younger generations rally together.
I felt it so heavy in my spirit that I needed to get this together, and so when God speaks, I listen, which is, I think, is very important because people need to know that God is so important and He's a staple in my life, and He needs to be a staple in everybody's life.
Bailey is calling the 3-night revival Souls on Fire Youth Rally. It will be next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, March 30th through April 1st, starting at 7 p.m. each night at Avalon Pentecostal Church in Perry County. He says he has several worship leaders and pastors lined up. More than 150 million people in the United States use TikTok to share and view videos. There are some in Congress, though, that are concerned their data is in danger in the hands of the Chinese-based company that owns the social media platform and are calling for a ban on the app. Lawmakers called upon the TikTok CEO to explain what his company is doing to keep user data safe. He says his company has taken steps to ensure U.S. data is not being shared with China.
Building what amounts to a firewall that seals off protected U.S. user data from unauthorized foreign access. The bottom line is this: American data stored on American soil by an American company, overseen by American personnel.
Lawmakers are not the only ones worried about user data privacy. A new CBS News poll revealed this morning shows about 61% of Americans surveyed support a ban of the platform. However, that number drops to just 39% of people 18 to 29, the group most likely to use the platform. We'll have more about all this coming up at 5:30. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is urging people to use caution when using artificial tears eye drops. At least 3 people have died after using drops that are free of preservatives. CBS's Danya Backus has more on which drops are affected and why consumers should be cautious.
The CDC says at least 3 people have died because of a rare bacteria found in some brands of eye drops.
This organism has penetrated the eye and penetrated the bloodstream and actually killed 3 people. That's quite a rare thing to happen.
According to the CDC, at least 8 people have lost their vision and some have had eyeballs removed. So far, 68 people in 16 states have been infected. The FDA has recalled 3 products from EzraCare and Delsum Pharma. Ophthalmologist Dr. Daniel LaRoche, who is the president of Advanced Eye Care in New York, says the products were preservative-free.
Normally, most eye drops have preservatives in them to prevent bacterial contamination.
Symptoms can include yellow or green discharge in the eyes, discomfort, redness, increased light sensitivity, and blurry vision. Dr. LaRoche says people who use eye drops should always make sure the eye drops are made by U.S. manufacturers. Wash your hands before and after using eye drops. Do not touch the dropper to your eye. Close the eye drop bottle tightly after each use. Use the drops within 1 month of opening and store eye drops away from heat, light, and moisture.
Most of the millions of Americans that are taking eye drops don't have to be worried about something like this happening, but just be aware and look at this and take these precautions.
He says if you get serious red eye, pain, or a decrease in vision, to see a doctor immediately. Danya Backus, CBS News.
2 other products from other manufacturers have also been recalled in recent weeks for unrelated contamination concerns. The manhunt for the student accused of shooting 2 people at a high school in Denver, Colorado has ended. Last night, law enforcement announced they discovered Austin Lyles' body. Officials say the 17-year-old was found in a forest an hour away from Denver. The shooting occurred yesterday morning. Lyles' past behavior required a mandatory routine search of the student. Denver Public Schools confirmed the 2 victims are Eric Sinclair and Gerald Mason, both administrators at the school. Mason has been released from the hospital, but Sinclair remains listed in serious condition. Los Angeles school workers continue to protest for the 3rd and final day of their strike against LAUSD. The strikers are calling for a 30% increase in wages, among other conditions. The school district has offered a 23% wage hike and a cash-in-hand bonus, but that proposal was turned down. All schools in the 2nd largest district in the nation remain closed again today. It is unclear if any additional negotiations have taken place during the strike, which began Tuesday and was planned to last 3 days. Some U.S. college students say they are having trouble coping with their class loads. A study from Gallup and the Lumina Foundation claims 2 out of every 5 undergraduates say they often have emotional stress issues. More than 40% of those who responded say they thought about dropping out of school as a result of their problems. Researchers also say the number of college students who say they suffer from anxiety and depression has been on the rise for years, and that it's been increasing more steadily since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. The findings are based on 12,000 men and women who had yet to graduate with a bachelor's degree. High school seniors and college students are running out of time to apply for federal financial aid for college. Students have until April 15th to file their free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA. Students need it to receive funding and maintain their state scholarships. You can file for FAFSA online at fafsa.gov. Coming up on First at 4, a rare tornado touches down in Southern California, injuring at least 1 person.
And there could be a lot more of those in the Deep South later this week. For us, breezy conditions give way to showers and storms as early as tonight. Tracking the very latest after this.